We are all children of this universe. I'm surprised to see people get so widely.
It might be helpful to realize Mars is very sadly on Mars.
When our own life. What is Mars? The simple answer to the question is Mars is a planet in our solar system in the Milky Way galaxy. But what makes Mars so special?
It has the potential to support life forms. Unlike Jupiter and Saturn, who are gas planets and are made almost entirely of hydrogen and helium, Mars is a terrestrial planet like Earth. Life forms require terrestrial planets with an atmosphere to survive. The atmosphere on Mars is not as strong as Earth's atmosphere, but it still serves to protect the planet from solar radiation and other toxic gases. In addition to the atmosphere, Mars' distance from the Sun promotes the possibility of life because of the heat source the Sun gives. Mars' closeness to the Sun also gives it the possibility of using the Sun as an energy source to power any type of technology. Like Earth, the day and night cycles are almost identical, so adapting to the new planet allows plants to get a good amount of sunlight. Most important of all, Mars has water ice in its soil that can be extracted. Water is the key important to support life forms. So Mars is a big deal. Wait, with no human touching foot on Mars, how do we know as much as the possibility of water in the soil? Water on Mars was first thought to be found as early as 1st century BCE, but was officially confirmed in 2008 by NASA's Phoenix Mars lander. Following the Phoenix Mars lander, a smaller lander was placed in Mars' Arctic region to reconfirm water ice presence on Mars as well as study the weather on the planet. The lander found that Mars' atmosphere used to be thick enough to allow flowing rivers, lakes, and even oceans of water throughout the planet, through the evidence of water-soaked rocks on the surface. Although 3 million years later to today's date, Mars' atmosphere has thinned and the remaining water has been trapped beneath the surface. Although the landers gathered valuable information, they were very expensive. Their costs alone were about $165 million US, as well as launch expenses, which were approximately $45 million. This brought about difficulty in studying the planet any further. In the year 1970, scientists discovered a much less expensive way of studying the planet. Costing only $25 million, a decrease of $300 million in expenses, rovers became the new way to make discoveries. In the year 1997, the very first rover, the Sojourner, was sent to Mars and had a successful landing. This would be the first of 4 successful rovers. The Sojourner rover was the very first wheeled vehicle on Mars and set the path for new rovers to come. The small microwave-sized rover began its journey just as the lander touched ground, exploring what looks like an ancient flood called the Ares Vallis. It rolls on a somewhat flat surface, gathering samples from where the flood pulled most of everything to one spot. Its studded and malleable wheels allowed to roll over rocks and navigate through the terrain. On June 10th and July 7th, the twin rovers Spirit and Opportunity were launched toward Mars, and both successfully landed on the surface 3 weeks apart. Their 4 main goals on Mars was to determine the possibility of life, to find more on Mars' geography and climate, research water's past, and prepare for a future human mission to Mars. Exploring the rocky terrain alongside the Endeavour crater, Opportunity found some amazing discoveries no one had expected. While rolling along the surface, the rover came across a giant basketball-sized meteorite named the Heat Shield Rock for sitting next to the debris of Opportunity's heat shield on the surface of Meridiani Plenum. From a distance, the thermal emission spectrometer on Opportunity picked up a metallic composition. Meteorites are not uncommon on Mars, but most are rocky meteorites that are quite small. The heat shield rock differentiated from those smaller meteorites for being mostly made of iron and nickel. Opportunity lived a long 14 years on Mars, through dangerous dust devils, an almost worn-out front wheel, and sound traps. Opportunity wouldn't go out without a fight. Though communication was lost with the rover, Opportunity had completed its mission and opened a gateway to new exploration of Mars. and overall learn more about the red planet. On February 18, 2021, the fifth rover Perseverance will be recorded landing on the surface, the very first recording of a rover landing on Mars. The rover's landing will consist of the heat shield protecting it on the beginning stages of landing, and will deploy the parachute, providing a smooth descent. The bottom half of the heat shield will be ejected, and the lander inside will initiate a powered descent before lowering the rover to a soft landing. The lander will then fly away from the rover. No easy landing. The event will be a complete breakthrough, not only in the science community, but throughout the entire world, inspiring future engineers, scientists, in a mission to bring humans and plant matter to Mars. So, what is Mars to you, to the world, to your family, to those who dedicate their lives to research the planet? What about it makes it so special? Perhaps the unknown, the possibilities, its past or its future. Mars is not just a planet, but a way to learn more, a way to know that there is so much out there besides Earth.
Children of this universe.
I'm surprised to see
Not
people
just
get
Earth.
so widely
It might be
excited
helpful to
that it's
realize
possible
Mars
that
very
planets
simply
on Mars